forknoxpodcast.com, and let's talk about chest rigs. I just posted a picture of this thing, which is the new Haley Micro. It's not even new, it's been around for a while, but I finally got one, mainly because I have a handful of these, which is the Spiritus Microfight. This is a Mark IV, so this is the newest generation of this, and whatever generation, I don't know what Haley's doing on this thing, but here it is. So I know there's a lot of these compared head-to-head type shit going on out there, but I'm going to throw my hat in the fucking ring, and no one asked. So as always, no one's asked, but here it is anyways. All right, let's talk about the Haley Strategic Micro D3, whatever the fuck you want to call it, micro chest rig. This thing is small. It is not as small as the Spiritus, which you've seen in photos or whatever, and everyone has one. And if you don't have one, look, here we go. Boom. See how much smaller that is? Not much smaller. But it's rad. We love it. I bought this because I needed something to be a standalone chest rig that would go in my trash bag for a rifle, for a truck gun or whatever. But this thing's super fucking cool. I have a few gripes, so let me get those out of the way, just because that's going to be the first thing that someone's going to be like, hey man, why didn't you tell me, or why didn't you talk about the fact that this sucks? Now, it's something that probably isn't going to bother a lot of people, but inside of the inserts, this is a triple insert. It's not 3 singles or a double and a single. This is a triple insert. These have what the Kiwis look like. So it's a piece of Kydex that's formed that has, these have elastic sewn in, and then they have some type of material, which is webbing, nylon webbing on the inside right here. Now, on these ones, let's see if I can stretch it out. So right here, the webbing actually sticks up a little bit. So I'm going to modify this so this webbing doesn't stick up. But when you use a PMAG and it has something like these little nubs right here or here that, make the fitment into your magwell a little bit better. If you go and you throw this in here, cool. The retention is super rad. So whether it's 10 rounds, 20 rounds, 30 rounds in a magazine like this, it's not going anywhere. But the thing that sucks about this retention, or the way that these are sewn in here, or even made in here, is you go like this, those little nubs right here on your magazines actually get stuck in this material. So that's kind of annoying. Other than that, I like everything about this chest rig. I don't have an AR-10 also, so I'm not putting AR-10 mags in here, but this is pretty tits, perfectly suited for 3 AR mags or 4 subgun magazines. And the way that this is actually going to end up getting loaded down is I have medical on the way, some more tourniquets or whatever, which, let's be real, I'm carrying medical for someone else. I'm not a professional, so don't listen to what the fuck I have to say about medical at all. But I like these elastic retainer straps in here. These are super rad. The fact that this has loop right here, meaning that I could put a sandwich bag in here and have, yet again, another separate compartment inside of this, and then it'll puff out just a hair. I don't care about the loop on the front because I'm probably just going to put a goofy ass fucking patch on there anyways. These 2 side pouches are super rad. This is a 21 round Glock magazine. I typically carry one of these on me, and this is a 17 round Glock magazine. So the 21 fits in here. That's rad. Multi-tools also fit in here, which, I mean, I think for me, I would put my multi-tool in the front more so than I would on the side, because let's be real, I'll fucking lose it. And a Snickers bar will probably actually end up being put in here more so than another magazine, because I run other pistol magazines on my belts more so than on my chest. Now, the other thing, too, that's really weird to me is these straps, right? So everyone knows what a chest rig does and what it looks like, and this is the 30th video of this chest rig that you've actually seen. So let me complain about the straps. Now, I'm not the smallest dude. I have some pretty fucking wide shoulders, and my complaint about these is the X setup. Now, originally, I think I had a first-gen Haley, and it had an H pattern, or an H harness on it. But when I go and I have this mounted in, this right here tends to fucking get caught up into each other. And then what ends up happening is it'll sit crooked like this on my chest, or it'll be straight, but this side feels loose and this side feels tight. So then I kind of have to wrestle around with it to get it to make it feel like it's sitting pretty. And if I get it to sit pretty, then typically it ends up feeling like it's sitting too low. So other than the H or the non-H harness, the X harness situation on here, that's pretty much the only other complaint that I have about this. But it is super rad that Haley did have keepers sewn on all of the webbing on this chest rig, because it's super awesome not to have extra material flopping around, fucking smacking, whatever. If you care about noise, that's a good thing. That's a good plus. But this is a cool fucking chest rig. The width is a little bit wider than a Spiritus. So if you're really worried about having something wider than, or too wide, here's my Spiritus Mark IV. It has a multi-tool, a pistol, and a flashlight under the half flap, and 3 mags. So if you notice too, this is what I consider compact, not even micro, because this is the smallest you could make this. If you made this any smaller, you aren't going to be able to get these magazines out of here. Shit, most people have a hard enough time re-indexing or even getting their mags out. But with the Haley, if you look at it, it's a little bit wider, and these mags actually sit further apart, which is kind of rad. As a standalone, like I said, I will be running this as a standalone and not on my plate carrier. This thing is perfect. Now, go away, Spiritus. They make this in magnitude of colors, which is rad, but I obviously live in the desert, so I had Coyote. I wish they made a DCU, but this is what we... All right, so there it is. You get the idea. It's a chest rig. It's small. It fits 3 rifle mags, 2 pistol mags, and some medical stuff in there. And like I said, I don't need it. I didn't need it. I bought it because it was fucking cool, and I didn't have one. So once I get out to the desert and I finally get some shooting done, I will wear it and see how much I love it or I hate it.